You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Gossip Girl. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Gossip Girl news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for Gossip Girl.
Hello, Gossip Girl fans. I am Roxy Striar. We just finished watching Season 5, Episode 12. I am along with Jessica King, of course, but we have a new arrival too, Mia Smith.
Hi.
It's very exciting.
So
we are bringing people into our crew. Gossip Girl's taking over the world.
We're
I'm pretty
recruiting
stoked about
over.
it. We lost Sarah Stratton just for this season, but she'll be back. And then we'll have a foursome and a power team.
Growing stronger and stronger. every
Yes,
day.
hell yeah. And of course, in the booth, we have Phil Svitek. Hello.
Welcome, welcome.
Alright.
I have a special segment for you guys.
Okay, what is it?
I'll teach you how to tweet properly. Why? Because because honestly, it came to my attention. I feel like if you're in the world of Gossip Girl, you should know how to tweet so that way you could be like spotted.
I
know?
feel like I should talk like that all the time.
I know, right? Every sentence must start with spotted and end with XOXO.
And not only that, but
XOXO.
when we started doing Gossip Girl, we used to call each other like R, M, J, whatever it was. But it's just, I don't know, it gets too confusing with the characters' names if you're going to refer to her as B for Blair, and then you have somebody in the studio who's a B first name, and it's like, which B? What B are you talking about? So I think we cut that pretty quick. But we have to have some nickname of some
pick it up
sort.
again.
Yeah, we can start over.
I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Maybe we should do fun. I don't know. We'll get back to that and figure out nicknames and cool lingo to use. We're down with the lingo, right?
For sure.
We could hang with the Gossip Girl crew.
For she's.
Maybe not. Okay. For she's we can't. All
While
right.
we're still off topic, do you guys know the term PYT? Because you guys are all PYTs.
PYT.
Oh, Jessica knows it.
I was gonna say I knew, but
I backed you up.
why does that have to? What does that have to do with Gossip Girl? It doesn't. That's why you said it was off topic.
That's why I did say it was off topic. So for any guy listening out there, PYT is a pretty young thing.
We'll take the compliment.
For she's.
I'll take it for sure. Okay, so let's get to this episode. Overall, I'd like to start talking about what we thought about the episode, how we're thinking this season is doing, especially because we haven't heard your opinion before on this season compared to other seasons. So what are you thinking?
Wow, way to lay that.
I know. So much pressure on you right now. If you say something wrong, we might kill you. You might get kicked off. You never know.
I messed up my life.
Oh, there was too much pressure for you. You can't hang. Okay, so how are we thinking of this season compared to any of the other seasons I made you marathon through?
Well, because I did do a marathon, they kind of all blend.
Which was
for the
forced
most
by
part.
Roxy.
Yes,
FYI.
yes.
Yeah, I tied you down to a chair, put it on, and said, watch.
Starting
that how
from
it happened?
season 1.
But honestly,
Episode 1.
okay, Mia would tweet at me every 3 days being like, I'm on a new season. I was like, girl, you gotta slow down. Like, I'm not pressuring you that hard. You were just flying through them.
It
It's
was
awesome.
it was so exciting just to watch the relationships and how everything just unfolded. I couldn't step away. And then when I caught up, I was like, I have to wait a week now for each episode. This sucks.
On
It's
hiatus.
crappy. You know what? We can go back and always rewatch every episode.
We can.
Sometimes I do that when I'm sad about the fact that we're on season 5 and I don't know how many more seasons there are going to be. I just go back and watch some of my favorite
they
episodes.
go
Welcome back, Queen Serena.
Hey.
Thank you for that. So yeah, you're thinking it's doing.
I do like the season, but I don't know if I like it because I'm just loyal or if I really like this season. It seems what happened to them being in school? Did that just drop off, or was that only
They
when
graduated.
No, but do you mean college?
Oh,
college?
yeah.
It's a little confusing. I'm kind of letting them have a dramatic license here that they are all
Taking a
above
break.
Taking a break. They've gone to college for a little and then
They
left.
went for like a year.
Serena dropped out. They made that clear that Serena wasn't going back.
And Blair.
But Blair and Dan, I'm not quite sure where that storyline left off.
And Nate just left school and became running his own paper.
Yeah.
It's just,
Okay, when you put it like
Keep
that.
that open-ended.
that was the only thing that bothered me about the season. It just seemed
Honestly, I never
maybe
thought
it's
about
summer. Maybe it's summer vacation.
forever. School's out forever.
Some would say summer is their busiest season.
There we go.
How do you pull these up that
This is
quickly?
great.
This is great. I know. You're killing it over there, Phil. Okay, so let's just start with the episode talking about Nate and this whole Gossip Girl, I would say, fiasco. I can't really tell right now what Nate's opinion of Gossip Girl is. So Nate and Gossip Girl kind of formed this alliance where they're helping each other out. Gossip Girl doesn't want to lose her power, so she doesn't want Serena to take over, and Nate needs to figure out who was involved in the car accident. So basically, Gossip Girl tips him off that something has to do with Trip, and Nate says in return he won't post Serena's article. That's fine and okay, but then later on, we see with the whole situation where Serena helps with Trip to try to take Trip down. So is Nate working with Serena or Gossip Girl or both, or what's going on here? Long-winded question, I know, but that was kind of my thought process throughout the whole thing. There's more to talk about the whole Serena article, but just off the bat, what's going on? Who's he working with?
I don't know. He's playing both sides, and I kind of don't like this side of Nate because it's a little hypocritical of him because he gets upset when people, are doing their own selfish motives and doing things behind his back. He gave Dan so much hell about the book and all that stuff when he was hurt, and now he's doing the same exact thing because he wants to protect his own ass and find out answers for himself.
Right.
So for him, he's one of Serena's biggest fans. He's the one that's been encouraging Serena all this time to take down Gossip Girl and to write her blog and I'll support you and whatnot. And now he's the one that's going to be the number one person to take her down. And I don't know. He's got to figure it out. He's either going to support his friends and, friends come first and that's going to be his stance.
Priorities.
Exactly. Figure out his priorities.
Okay.
Well, the way I saw it was it reminded me how I can't remember whose character said it, but how everyone always comes together and to help the group, like the group of Nate, Serena, Chuck, and Blair. And so I felt while Serena was hurt initially when her post didn't come up because it was behind her back, once they had their secret conversation that we did not see, that was not on air, I think it was okay and all was forgiven because it was all to figure out who tried to kill who was responsible for Blair and Chuck getting hurt, and then who was trying to kill Nate. And so I think they just, family kind of comes first for them in their circle.
Yeah.
But he could have had that conversation with her to begin with.
That's what I didn't understand.
He could have.
When Serena approached him and said, "Why didn't you post my article? What's the deal?" Why didn't he just say, "Listen, here's what's going on"? Why did he say, "Oh, it's a marketing strategy," and make up a whole story? And then later on, even though, we didn't see it on camera, clearly he had to ask for her help, which she was willing to do. So she would have understood. She would have been like, "Okay, let's postpone posting it, whatever it is." Why?
Especially because it made Serena look like a fool.
Yeah. It did.
With all the
It did.
paparazzi and, everyone taking pictures and making a big deal out of it, and then there's nothing on there, and she's like, oops.
Totally.
Yeah.
She was holding up
was
that
very
iPad,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like this
This is
page
blank.
no longer exists or never existed or something. I thought that was really embarrassing. And honestly, I felt bad for Serena in this. I feel like she's kind of always getting played and just goes along with things.
I would definitely agree.
I mean, we're not even friends now?
Friendship is over.
We're done. I'm leaving. Bye. So also, okay, what do we think about being left in the dark as the audience? We clearly didn't see this conversation on screen that happened where Nate was like, "Listen, Serena," or said something like this, I don't know, but "Listen, Serena, I need your help. I've got to take down Trip. Will you lure him to your place and try to get him to say who tried to kill me?" We didn't see that. So the entire time that Trip and Serena are talking, we just figure she's turned on Nate. but it's not true. We see when grandfather and Nate come out of the closet, the other room. Okay.
When they came out of the closet. Which episode were you watching?
Together, Grandpa and Nate out of the closet now. So they came out of the other room, and we figure out what's going on. I personally was like, at first I was like, oh, good one. And then I was like, I hate being kept in the dark. I feel like tripped now. We were completely screwed.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who feels that way?
I agree. And we already established earlier that I was, I'm not the smartest cookie because I was already completely confused.
No, I know you.
this
You're a smart
episode.
cookie. It's confusing. There's so many storylines.
It is. There are a lot.
Well, I made the mistake of trying to multitask throughout this episode anyway.
Tisk.
I know. I was on my computer and I was
SMH.
watching, I know, Gossip Girl would not be happy. But I was so confused because, like you said, I thought that she was like going to take care of business on her own and call out Nate and whatnot. And I was just like, wait a minute. And I had to rewind on my DVR and make sure that I wasn't missing something.
I had a similar experience because for the first time ever, I always sit by myself. If I'm not watching with you guys in the studio, I sit in my room by myself and I watch and I take notes. And my roommates last night were like, you never watch with us. You're not watching at work tomorrow. Please, can you sit and watch with us? I'm like, all right, whatever. But nobody talk. And they're like, we don't talk during Gossip Girl. I'm like, okay. So we sit down on the couch and I'm taking notes and all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, Nate, it's just so hot. Oh my God, remember that episode? And start talking and I was like, shut up. Shut up. I'm trying to watch. What are you guys talking about? I couldn't hear anything. And I had to rewind like 15 times. So I think that's why I understood the episode and the storyline so well. Because I kept turning them. I was like, stop talking. He's hot. I get it. What's wrong with you guys? Like, there's more to Gossip Girl than
My
that.
sister doesn't dig stalkers.
These are just random
These are
quotes
so great.
flying
I
in.
love it.
I love it. I know. Maybe we should make our own and just play them. Like oh, Roxy is da-da-da, and like say something sexy about me. You guys have to say it, though. All right, what am I talking about?
you, Roxy.
Fine, okay, Mia's hot.
Okay, come on, say something sexy about me. Come on.
Wah, wah. No, okay, so whatever. That was my that was my story with my roommates, and it was so freaking annoying. But yeah, there's so many storylines, it's confusing. But all right, so how do we feel? Did we like being left in the dark? We didn't like it?
No.
Well,
No.
I wasn't that okay.
Personally offended?
Yeah, I wasn't, because what gave it away, well, to me, what gave it away was when they took the video of Serena and Nate fighting, and the way he looked at old girl. There's in my mind, I didn't think that Nate would go that far to hurt Serena, and so that's why I was just like, they're up to something.
That was smart, because that totally went over my head, and I was like, he's
Me
about
too.
to screw Serena over. Why does Gossip Girl not believe him? So
Gossip Girl.
I know, I almost hiccuped in between. I saw it. Does Gossip Girl not believe him? No, but seriously, that's what I was thinking at the time. So
I just thought it was for Gossip Girl. I mean,
Yeah, me too.
I
Gossip
didn't even
Girl?
think that. Gossip Girl. Does Gossip Girl need that
Girl.
video?
whatever, guys.
Maybe I think
Okay?
too much during these episodes.
No, that's good.
That's good.
Like, you totally caught on. I'm sure that's what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm blaming my
I didn't
roommates.
think that Nate would go that far. You know, like I felt like he already embarrassed Serena, and I think that he would go the extra mile.
Yeah, because Nate overall is a good guy. He doesn't really mess around with his friends, but that's why I was so confused. Because you never know with the characters on the show. They can 180 really quick.
Yes, they can.
But let's talk about the article that he didn't post. So Serena wrote this article about her life that was apparently funny. I wish we got to read a little of the article or something.
I know, they didn't even give out quotes or anything.
But it was about her and Dan and her life. I'm assuming it was about her recent life because we really didn't hear much. And everybody kept saying how great the article was. We even heard Rufus laughing about it. But unfortunately, it's screwing over Dan's career.
Right.
Because he is trying to be known as a serious novelist, and so far he only has Inside and the possibility of Inside too. So what do we think about the fact that Serena posted this, completely disregarding what Dan asked her to do?
I think she hasn't shown any growth. Like, this is the exact reason why they didn't work out in the first place. You know, she puts herself before anyone else and just did not take his book or his career seriously. And I think, again, she confuses the fact that she may get multiple chances over and over because of, you know, her life.
family and whatever.
But Dan doesn't get that. It's just, you know, he has to work for it.
Yeah.
But I think also at the end of the day, all of these characters have shown that despite their friendships, I don't think that their friendships are their highest priority. They're all looking out for themselves. So it's like Dan's looking out for himself by asking Serena not to post anything about him. Serena's looking out for herself by doing it anyway.
And then they never even get that mad at each other.
Yeah, like there's never any like repercussions or consequences or whatnot. Nate's looking out for himself by screwing over Serena. So they're always screwing each other over by being selfish and looking out for themselves. And it just seems like a pattern. And so I don't know. It's kind of like I think Serena was offended that Dan asked her to do that in the first place, because I truly think that there's something there, and I really think that they're gonna be rekindling that again.
Serena and Dan.
Yeah, and so I think that that's gonna lead to something, and that's in predictions down the road, whatnot.
Well, yeah, I mean, we saw that Blair tonight said to Serena, "You can cut the act," and Serena said, "Okay," and then called Dan and was like, "Listen, Dan, Blair really wants us to keep up the act until our wedding."
Yeah.
Which clearly was not what happened. So we know for a fact that Serena wants to be seen with Dan, wants to be with Dan.
Right.
But Dan seems to have no interest. And my question to you guys is that in part, well, part of it's because Blair, of course, but is that in part because of his new agent?
I hate that girl.
What's your deal with her?
She is just so annoying. I'm sorry. I don't think she has Dan's best interest. I think she is out to sabotage all of Dan's friends.
I think she crushes on Dan for sure.
Yeah, she's a crush on Dan, and she's out
to
to sabotage the rest of them.
Okay. What do you think of her?
I don't really like her. I wouldn't say hate.
It's so funny.
I don't really like her because she just, I don't know. I seem like she, and maybe she is out to destroy Dan's friends, but I feel like she has another motive behind helping
I don't
him.
think the Serena thing has anything to do with the book or the success. I think it has to do with her personal feelings towards Dan.
I'm really shocked, and maybe if we were watching this together, I would feed off your guys' vibes more, but I usually hate new characters that come on the show, like Tika Sumpter's character, something, what was her name? Raina Thorpe. Oh my God. I couldn't stop bitching about the girl.
That's how I feel about Charlie.
I hated her. Yeah, and Charlie Ivy, like, no.
Yeah, I cannot stand Charlie.
But
Ivy.
I don't, it just goes like that.
Whatever you call
but
it.
I don't mind. Well, clearly I don't
What
like
is
her.
her name?
Clearly I don't love her because I don't even know what her freaking name is.
I don't know what her name is either.
Yeah,
Is it Samantha
I
or
thought she was the
something? I don't
PR person, but then they referred to her as the agent. Maybe she manages too. I don't know. So whoever she is, I don't mind her so far. But maybe I will. Okay, fine. I hate her. I hate her guts. Whatever.
I just don't trust her. There's something else. There's something else there.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely think she has motives beyond Dan's best interest. But yeah, so what do we think Dan feels for Serena? Any feelings at all? Or he just has been screwed and burned too many times?
Here's the thing. The Gossip
Give me
Girl.
the thing. I need the thing.
Lay it out for us. Yeah.
The Gossip Girl fan in me believes that there will always be a Dan and Serena, and even he said it. You know, it's Dan and Serena. Da, da, da,
You have a different view on it too because you've seen all this way more
just now.
Yeah, recently. I haven't seen Dan and Serena in
years.
Yeah.
Well, see, to me, I just saw it last month.
Right.
So Dan and Serena is just like, oh, it's Dan and Serena. But at the same time, he did form something with Blair. There was something very real there, and Serena played him to the left hard, so maybe he doesn't think that there's anything.
Not to the right.
I am so excited of how excited you are about this show. Having you on here is making me smile right now. He got played to the left. Okay, so what happens when you get played to the right?
Yeah.
I need a little terminology.
You don't want to go to the right.
Dude, if you're going to the right, I'd definitely rather go to the left.
The right is bad, but the left, oh no.
I'm going to start writing these terms down so we can be like Gossip Girl and have our own lingo.
Gossip Girl.
Okay, so I'm going to tweet to Gossip Girl. Okay, you know
Don't
what?
get played to the left.
Don't get played to the left. No way. So, okay. So keep going. If you can breathe. Okay, maybe we should move on from the situation.
Wait, just
no.
Last thing.
Give it to me.
So because he got played, I think I don't think he's allowing himself to even go there, to even fathom
He's
the
so
thought
closed.
of him with Serena. Yeah, I think it's closed. And until Serena actually stops playing around with this whole fake thing and tells him that I don't know if he'll tap into it.
But if Dan came out and was like, listen, Serena, I want to be with you. Would Serena?
I don't think that would happen because when Serena likes Dan, Dan doesn't like
That's
Serena.
what I'm saying.
And vice versa.
That's exactly what I was getting at. If he came out and said, I want to be with you, she would be like, uh-oh.
Then she'd be over it.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone else would be in the picture. And right now, Dan has Blair on the brain. So
I know.
Yeah,
that's not even. He's not even in that mindset right now. Like he is so oblivious and really thinks that this is all just a joke and this is all just for Blair.
Can't see it.
You know, and anything for Blair, anything to help Blair. He's so in Blair's world that he can't even see it.
And honestly, now that I'm thinking about when one person likes the other doesn't like them, it's so messed up, but it happens all the time. And
All the time.
even going back to Blair and Dan, who shared a kiss, whatever, they started hanging out, mostly initiated by Blair, for a really long time, wanting to see movies, wanting to hang out. And I felt like she was crushing on him for a little bit.
I thought so.
And they finally had that kiss, and then he was definitely crushing on her after that, and then she pulled right away. So it's like that kind of crap happens all the time.
But it's not fair to Dan too, because even Blair still uses Dan as her comfort pillow,
Comfort, alibi,
even
everything.
Last week when we saw Blair going back to his house, granted she's taking it as you're my best friend or you're the only one I could go to right now, and he's like I'm here for you, I still love you and blah blah blah. And so it sucks that they're in two different mindsets.
She used him.
Yeah,
She used
Does
that love
she
that he had for
know?
her.
Does she know that Dan likes her, loves her, crushes on her, feels for her?
she's
Does she
in
know
her own little world, and in her mind I'm sure her world is just shattering, like who do I choose, Chuck or Louis? And so she doesn't even recognize what's right in front of her.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she's kind of blind to it, especially the way she talks. I feel bad for Dan. Lonely boy.
No.
I always feel bad for Lonely Boy.
Poor lonely boy. Okay, so more talking about Blair, though. Can we move on to the bachelorette party?
Yes.
Okay, the bachelorette party, which is planned by Beatrice.
I hate her. There's a character I hate. I hate her.
You do? Because
Yes.
I'm starting to warm up to Beatrice. Because I say Louis, like Louis, I feel like I have to say Beatrice. Beatrice. So Beatrice, is planning this bachelorette party for Blair after Blair confides in who she thinks to be her pastor, but is really Father Camaldi?
What's his name?
Camaldi.
Something
like that.
Camaldi. I have it written down
got it.
somewhere. I think it's Camaldi, yeah. She thinks it's her own pastor, but really it's Father Camaldi, who is working with Beatrice to try to take Blair down. Yeah, and people would say this isn't confusing. What the hell? What did I even just say? So they're working together. So Beatrice tries to plan this bachelorette party for Blair that isn't this completely stunningly fabulous party that screams Blair. Instead, it's this more club scene, grungy,
Tequila
rager
bar.
tequila bar that they're going to go get blacked out at.
Right.
And she's doing that to try to get Blair wasted and to get her to talk to Chuck and get them back together. Something like that. That's the plan. It doesn't work, of course, we see. But what do we think about the bachelorette party? There's a bunch of things I want to talk about. First of all, the X's and Acts game. Oh my, that's the hardest thing to say.
Tongue twister.
You handle it well. Good
Yeah,
job.
thanks. So Beatrice plans this game where you have to match Blair's X's with the acts that they did, such as wearing Blair's underwear or etc.
So did Blair tell all of this to her? Is that how she created this game?
No way, because they didn't like each other, so I don't understand how she knew.
found out.
And Beatrice was the one who knew because she was texting all of the minions under the table, being
And
like,
even some of them, Blair was like, "Oh, you're never gonna guess that. I've never told anyone." So I don't know how she found out all of
Yeah,
these.
that was really weird to me.
I thought that was weird, and they didn't explain it at all. So what the hell? I mean, I thought I was missing something, but clearly I'm not. So they play that game. Blair doesn't even question it. She sits there.
Take shots.
Wait, what was my favorite? I think it was like my favorite quote of the episode. I have to find it. It was when Blair was wasted, and what did she? I'll find it eventually. But Blair took so many freaking shots that night and didn't even. Oh, that's what she said. She goes, "This game is kicking my ass," and I was like, I have never
Heard her say something like that.
seen Blair like this say something like that.
I know.
Like, the girl was wasted. She was hysterical. She got up and started dancing with this guy. Like, completely was not drunk annoying, drunk really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun. Let
So
loose.
not Blair.
Yeah.
So not Blair. I thought that if she got drunk, maybe she would be so annoying and da-da-da-da. She was so cool. I was like, I want to rage with you. Let's take shots anytime. Like, what the hell? I want to see her like that all the time. And I think that's what really made Beatrice start to get along with her was they were sitting at the bar and Blair was like, you're so pretty, Beatrice. Like, it's totally getting along well. And they seem more similar. Blair was like, you're so conniving like me, like complimenting her.
Yeah.
Not that conniving is a compliment, but in that world it
But
is.
in their world,
What did she say? Like, we're from the same...
Cut from the same
cut from the
cloth.
same
Right,
cloth.
overbearing mom, no dad.
Exactly.
Or absent father.
MIA
rather.
dad. So, yeah, I totally felt a bond between them there. And I was feeling really bad for Blair that she was being set up.
And being taken advantage of, because remember, Beatrice was trying to ask her all those questions when she was saying, why would you marry Louis if you don't love him?
Right.
And
Blair answers really well.
Such an honest
Yeah.
answer, yeah.
Yeah, she talks about how she loves Louis, but she says there might be a greater love
Right.
for someone else, but it's how you show that love.
By not being with them.
But yeah, but I know that I can't be. Basically, she says it incredibly well, and I think that's when it really was like Beatrice.
It went off for her.
Right.
Yeah.
Like she does love my brother, and she loves Chuck in a different way,
Yeah.
and in a way that's toxic. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. It's not toxic. I don't mean it. They love each other so
She's
much.
obsessed
Aw.
with Blair and Chuck.
Oh my,
Really?
that's right. You don't even know.
Oh, that's her obsession is toxic.
Like I am literally. Everybody's sick of hearing me talk about it, and we'll get to it later. So I won't even right now. Okay. So then Blair goes out of the club.
I'm bored.
I just like hearing his voice. Whatever he just said.
I didn't even
So
hear
I didn't
Blair-
hear what he
I should
said.
never have abandoned you. I know I made the wrong decision as soon as your plane took off.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, okay. That gets me really excited. Okay. I love them. So anyway, she goes outside and she wasn't feeling good inside. So she goes and she needs air. So she gets a cigarette. Oh, no. She goes outside and somebody hands her a joint to hold. And she's like, all right, whatever. I'm drunk. This is fun. She's holding the joint. I don't even know if she was smoking it or if it was just
No,
in
it
her
was
mouth.
just in her mouth.
I think
It
it was
was
just in her
there, like-
mouth.
They were looking for a lighter.
Right, and these two cops who she assumed are strippers come up to her.
That was so
Long story
funny.
short, she's getting arrested. And she throws off her crown and says, I love you, New York.
That was such a great moment.
She was so much fun. It was incredible. But all right, before we talk about the ending of the party, who never made an appearance?
Serena.
Serena, your best friend forever.
Her best friend.
Talking about priorities.
Yep.
Didn't come to your bachelorette party, your best friend.
And even after
What?
she called her and was like, where are you?
And then she didn't seem to care. When Serena ends up coming to the police station, Blair's like, so good to see you. And the next morning they have a conversation. She's like, awesome. I would
Be
frickin'
livid.
murder my friend.
That would never happen.
It would never
It would never happen.
I would never.
But also remember that Beatrice didn't tell Serena that the party had
But
been
Serena
moved.
hadn't even left. Like
Serena
she wasn't
hadn't-
even.
But yeah.
It's not like Serena called from the other place.
Right.
Yeah.
That was awful. It wasn't even addressed either. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
And I didn't get it. Okay, so.
But that's you're just used to it at that point when you have friends like that.
Yeah, but it did bother me, especially because so I understand she was trying to help with the whole setup thing, but once they came out the room, Serena wasn't needed anymore. She could have been like, all right, great, you guys take care of that, bounce, I gotta go be with Blair. But she stayed and held that conversation with them to question Tripp, but she wasn't needed.
But
Her
Serena,
job was just to get Tripp there.
Yeah.
Serena's been MIA throughout this entire wedding process, from Blair choosing her bridesmaids to when she was trying on her wedding dress. Why wasn't Serena there?
She did throw that incredible baby shower, though,
She did.
Her baby shower. Oh,
Yeah.
which was like this huge extravaganza. But
Yeah.
other than that, yeah, I thought it was crap. And I like I'm saying, I just would have been pissed. And I can't believe she didn't seem more pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all like, yeah. Like, think about.
No, I totally agree. I would have been livid. Absolutely livid.
And I feel like Blair's always trying to pick at Serena for little small things she does wrong, and then
And she didn't pick at her for this.
to
at
not
all.
even say anything. So whatever, we move on to the police station, and Blair comes storming out, And
Which,
it's
by
like-
the way, why was she coherent at that time?
I don't know.
10 shots deep.
And she went being coherent and then not being coherent again after that. She like sobered up for a second, and then when Serena walks in, she's like, Serena! And I'm like, you were just having a completely sober conversation yelling at Beatrice and talking about the situation. So Beatrice finds a
It
way
was like
to,
drunk yelling then.
yeah, exactly. Beatrice tries to find a way to pin it on Chuck.
Which makes no sense. Okay, that really bothered me.
Okay.
How in the world, because Chuck shows up, he's the one that it gets pinned on? I'm like, Chuck, the person who's been trying to get her back for this entire season, and because he just happened to be in the same place when the cops came, everyone believes that Chuck set it up. It baffled me.
Well,
it makes no sense.
Who else could she have thought it was? You know,
Beatrice, her first thought.
But I guess it was. But the joint wasn't Beatrice's fault. Nobody set up the joint, correct? It didn't seem like that was the
I don't know.
intention of anybody.
I'll say Beatrice set it up.
I think
I
what
don't
they
know.
wanted was Beatrice and Father Grimaldi. Why can't I get it? Grimaldi?
I can't say it, so I
don't
can't
know.
help
And the
you.
father.
Dude,
So Beatrice and Father wanted Chuck to come there and Blair to confess his love and then Blair to be with Chuck. I thought that was the plan.
That's what I
don't
thought,
think
too.
the joint had anything to do with it. I thought that this girl just wanted Blair to hold the joint.
they probably wanted her to get wasted and do something stupid like make out with him, or like people have drunk makeouts all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But then we see that Beatrice takes all the cell phones.
Yeah, I think she had a change of heart at that moment. I do think the joint was still her fault, only because no one just gives up their weed to a random person and be like, here, hold my joint. It doesn't happen. Let me walk away and go.
I've done that a million times. No. Oh my God, I've never even seen marijuana. That's just illegal, right? Anyway, though, so yeah, I guess that's true, but maybe dramatic license there. I don't know. I just feel like if she was setting Serena up, we would have seen her be like, psst, 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 go past the joint.
Or the father could have did it since he had just walked in at that time. Like, it could have been something that happened and we didn't see it.
That's true.
Or we could just be overanalyzing it, and maybe it was just a transition of the show.
Could be. Except, no, I'm telling you, no one's going to give up their weed to a stranger. Be like, here you go, take my whole joint.
That's also true. That's also true. But anyway, so Beatrice gets
What
all
if
the
the
cell
girl
phones.
was drunk? Maybe the other girl with the joint was drunk too, and
Yeah, and that's
wasn't-
even less reason to give it up. She'd be like, I'm out of here with this, whatever. No, but so Beatrice gets all the cell phones. So by that point, did we know Beatrice had a change of heart?
Yes, we saw it in their conversation.
Or were we thinking that she still was up to something? Because I was still confused. I didn't know whether she was going to take all the cell phones and the picture was already going to be out, but really she sent it or whatever it was.
yeah, I thought she was still scheming at that point. It didn't occur to me quite yet.
Right. I didn't know. But okay, so the last part of this episode and the final part of this story right now is the fact that Beatrice, we do know, does have that change of heart. She calls the father. She says, listen, I'm out. I can't do this. I'm done. And the father apparently calls the queen and says, your daughter's still trying to sabotage Blair. The queen wants to send Beatrice to Africa to do good work there, something like that. Okay, so she's going to be gone, aka the actress is filming something somewhere else or whatever. And now the father needs somebody else to pair up with, so he calls Chuck. And what I don't understand about this whole frickin' situation, he calls Chuck, and Chuck meets up with him, and basically the father's like, listen, the woman you love is about to marry someone else unless we stop her. And Chuck's like, fine. She already thinks I'm a villain. I'm about to become one.
Yeah.
And that's where it ends. Here's what I don't understand. Chuck, brilliant. Chuck schemes. Chuck understands things. Why isn't Chuck questioning what's going on? Why is Chuck just accepting all of this? He follows the father to this random dive bar. He follows him to the church. He accepts his proposal to try to break up the marriage. Why isn't he questioning?
Because he's desperate.
Yeah.
He's so confused and heartbroken
yeah.
as to why everything went down the way it did. Like, 2 weeks ago, he thought that him and Blair were going to be happily ever after, and that Louis was out of the picture, and that he had finally gotten her. And then with no explanation, he's still so in the dark. He still has no idea what happened, what went wrong. You know, like.
And no communication, like not even a hello.
And we think she's holding it back from him because he would try to convince her to be with him otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. This is so tough on him.
Yeah.
It's tough on me. It's actually tough on him, tougher on me. Don't we agree?
I could
Well,
see that it's taking its toll on you, Roxy.
I can't sleep at night. I have dark circles and everything.
You just have to let it go.
And the most devastating part of the entire episode then is after Blair is sitting there thinking, oh, okay, I'm marrying somebody. I'm marrying somebody I love, but he doesn't really understand me, and Chuck does and always will. Then she steals the vows. And she reads them, and she confesses to Serena, now I know I made the right choice because he really does understand me. He really gets me. And then the final thing we see is that Louis didn't write those vows. Dan did.
Dan loses in the end every single time.
My poor lonely boy.
Why did Lonely Boy do that for Louis?
He loves Blair.
Oh.
Like, tragically so.
He's just, it's unrequited love. It's so sad.
And I'm sure there was some sort of threat in there, knowing Louis and his evilness.
Yeah, Louis probably was like, if you don't love her, then why won't you write these for me? You know what I mean? Because he was suspicious of
Or I'll expose something, you know. I don't think it's a huge secret that how Dan feels. I feel like everyone could just how Chuck was able to see it and said something, you know.
But that's exactly why I don't think that Louis threatened him. I think he probably came to him because he knows that he loves Blair and probably still suspects that there was something going on since Blair and Dan did spend a lot of time together.
If you cannot write your wedding vows to a person, I don't mean if it doesn't take you a while or if they're not perfect, whatever, but if you physically don't write your own wedding vows, you are not supposed to be marrying that person. Period. Yeah. End of story.
The moment Louis started scheming, I didn't like him anymore. I was like, I don't like you. I don't want you with Blair.
I totally agree.
I don't like Louis.
I hate Louis. I hate him.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to scare you away. I have a lot of hatred in my heart for these
Louis?
characters.
Oh, for these characters?
Oh my
it's okay.
God,
We can all hate Louis. We can hate
You're
Louis.
hating. I like it. I like this side of you. No, but seriously, you had to ask somebody else to write your vows. Is that not a sign?
Yeah. It's
if
a very
Blair
clear
knew
sign.
that, it would be game over.
Done.
You know?
Done.
That's that.
But there's a lot of things on Blair's end, too, that are the same. I mean, it goes hand in hand. If Louis knew that Blair was in the car with Chuck making out with him and professing her love for him and, you know, wanting to be with him and
totally
it goes both ways.
It does go both ways, but I just think that's because she loves another person. So that's a problem, but he can't write his vows to her because he doesn't know her. He doesn't know what she wants, and that's a whole nother issue. That was gut-wrenching. All right, well, I think that pretty much covers... Do we have anything else to talk about this episode? Any other points? Unfortunately, we don't have news and gossip for this week, but we will have it for next week, and we can go to commercial, come back, have some awesome predictions, because next week we are seeing The Wedding.
Okay, right. So I watched it on Hulu Plus, so I didn't see the preview for next week.
Yeah, I got cut off midway, so we can talk about what we are predicting and stuff.
Okay.
But let's cut to commercial, and then we'll get there.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after-shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives and more.
Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
So we weren't just talking about my love for Chuck and Blair again. No, absolutely not.
No,
not even a big deal.
Obsession. No.
Okay, whatever. So
It's not weird or anything. No.
I think you only want to see them.
Fine, guys. Fine, whatever. So okay, let's talk about predictions here. Oh, thank you. I almost forgot.
Yeah.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, so we're seeing the reigniting. Can you understand when I say what I'm saying?
I
You
guess
say
like
the
wedding.
white wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The reigniting.
Okay.
It's a reigniting. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. The white wedding.
Now there's a novel plot twist.
Yes. Okay, and there it is. I guess.
on a roll.
Is that, Phil, is that a prediction of yours? That there's a
I don't have a
plot-
soundbite for that.
Okay, so basically we see in scenes from next week Chuck saying, "Don't marry him," and we also see
Where is he saying this? At the wedding?
At the wedding.
at the wedding.
Please don't leave with him.
And he whispers it. Don't leave.
Oh my god!
Oh shoot!
And we also see Georgina's back.
Yes.
Really?
Georgina.
Dressed in all black, completely looking
And a
morbid.
weird
Didn't know
hat.
what was going on. I'm really confused. So let's
Which means there's going to be a drama.
hell yeah. But let's talk about our own predictions though. Let's break it down character by character.
Got it.
Starting with Nate.
Okay.
What's gonna go on with Nate and Tripp and Grandpa in that situation there? Is Tripp gonna be arrested? Or are they gonna let him go? Is Tripp gonna work for Nate? I don't know, I'm just throwing things out.
There's a part of me that kind of wonders if they're going to deal with that next
Yeah.
episode or if they're going to take a little
More time.
week break off of it because, I feel like this wedding is going to be a huge deal.
Yeah.
Especially with Georgina coming back. That's a whole storyline in and of itself. And then also coming off of last week with that whole, I feel like we still need to address that whole Charlie Ivy situation.
Yeah.
With Lily trying to find her and finding the real one.
Didn't it briefly come up this episode, Charlie Ivy? Somebody
Did it?
mentioned her for a second.
No, well, her ex-boyfriend was
Oh
the
yeah,
one
that's what it was.
Oh, right,
That's
yeah.
what it was.
paid off. So that's a whole storyline that they took a break from this week that eventually needs to come back to the forefront.
Right, and I thought
So-
it was interesting that he took Tripp's money and ran.
and left.
And left.
And I know that guy's not gone for good.
Yeah,
I
of
just have a
course not.
feeling. So
Definitely not.
I don't know about the Nate thing.
Okay, well, yeah, go ahead.
Well, as far as Tripp, a part of me wants to think that they may just keep it, in-house, and his punishment will be, Maureen would be Maureen divorcing him and the family not dealing with him anymore, him being cut
Yeah.
off that way. I don't know if they'll actually put him to jail because that would, mess with their name.
Is he still a politician?
I don't know.
Literally, yeah. I don't really know what's going on there. We don't see much of him.
Tripp's always a very sporadic plot line.
He comes
Yeah.
back. He comes back to further the plot. Like we needed somebody to be the villain here. He came back for it. But do we trust the grandfather now? I seem to trust him a little more because we didn't used to. No. Okay.
Not really.
No,
Okay.
I don't
We
trust
We
him.
still don't trust him. That's fine. Great. So
He
what
knows
about-
what he wants and he knows how to get it. And
But
That's
Nate's about to
that.
do this on his own now,
Yeah.
right?
That's what
And
it
he
seems
said he was
like.
looking for investors to buy his grandfather out. Is that what
Yeah.
that was?
So hopefully he'll find somebody. Maybe he can get Diana back, Elizabeth
Ugh,
Hurley.
Don't bring her back.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if she'd be willing, but we'll see.
I'm not a fan of outside characters.
Yeah, clear. I hate her. I hate her. I kind of agree though. What about Dan and Serena?
Like I said, I think that it's gonna progress into
Blossom.
something.
I think so. I think it's going to
And
be
we're
slow.
okay with that?
Totally.
We're Dan and Serena fans.
You can't even say that you want them to be together more than Chuck and Blair. That's like a sin.
Negative.
over it, Blair.
Thank you.
Just get over it.
That was so mean. You don't even understand how hurtful that was. And then of course We know that we saw Blair runs out at the wedding. Does she run to Chuck? Does she run back in?
She's running to Chuck.
She's running to Chuck?
She has to.
Does she already say yes and then run out? What's gonna...
I don't think they're gonna make it that easy. I don't think she's
No?
gonna run straight to Chuck next week.
No.
Does she run to Dan and Dan takes her home?
Hides her out again.
She runs to Rufus. No, just kidding.
I don't think so. Of all the predictions, I think that one's wrong.
Okay, so then let's predict this. Do we think that she will actually marry Louis?
No.
Do we think she'll say yes, you mean?
Yes. Well, I do, rather.
Yeah.
She's gonna say, I don't.
What if somebody just said yes? That's what you say when somebody engaged. Okay.
Sure.
So, I don't know. I think maybe and then runs out. Maybe she said, I think he will say yes. I think we get to the point where he says yes.
I do.
I do. What's wrong with me? Clearly, marriage is not on the table for me right now. I think we get to the point where he says, I do, and then I'm not certain. I don't think she's going to say I do, but I think she's going to say, I
do.
Okay, I can see that.
Your predictions are so funny. I mean, it's been a while since I've listened to you guys in Gossip Girl, but do you guys want to take a caller and help you out with predictions? Maybe we'll figure something concrete.
Oh, I would love that.
Caller, you're on the line.
What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, I'm Susie, and I'm calling from Fairfax, Virginia right now.
Great. Hello, Susie. We need some help with your predictions here on what's going to happen with Blair's wedding to Louis. What's going on?
I just want to say first, I'm like one of the biggest Chuck and Blair fans. Also,
Oh my God.
I love them.
Oh, that makes me so happy. You have no idea. That's amazing. We could be best friends now.
I know.
Done and done.
I hope it will be like a One Tree Hill type thing with when Lucas and Lindsay got married on One Tree Hill. I hope like one of them says no at the I do. I don't think the writers would do that to us. I don't think they would.
Would you stop watching Gossip Girl if they did?
If someone said no?
No, if they both say I do. If they get married, are you done with Gossip Girl, Susie?
I don't know. Probably not, because I just think that in the end of Gossip Girl that Chuck and Blair will end up together for good. I don't think the writers would do that first. I think the writers know that everybody knows that Chuck and Blair are meant to be.
I agree.
Yeah, I can see that.
So what do you think about poor lonely boy Dan? Do you feel bad for him, or do you want him to find another love interest such as Serena?
I mean, I don't know why they must keep going on with the Dan and Serena storyline for a reason. I mean, something must be happening soon, or else they would just find another random guy for Serena to talk to and have a fling with.
But don't you want them to be together, Dan and Serena?
What a leading question.
I do a little bit.
A lot of it.
But with Rufus and Lily being married now,
I'm
and then
with
they
you.
still have their half brother that, I mean, he's not even there anymore, but
I think it's so weird. They're siblings. You guys want incest. That's what you want.
Step siblings. There's no blood relation there.
Okay.
I'm still a Serena Nate fan.
Literally, you need to come in and sit next to me so we can hug right now and talk. And you guys can have your own Serena Dan conversation, and we'll have a Serena Nate conversation. I think they're so much cuter together. And Dan,
is it because Nate's blonde?
I like when people
We
of the
were
same
just
hair color are
talking
together.
about friendship, and Nate is Blair's ex-serious boyfriend. That's just not okay.
Blair has 3 other suitors right now.
No, that is not. That goes against all best friend code. That's just not. No, negative, negatory, uncool.
Yes.
See,
Susie says
you're
so.
in agreement. And can I say that I'm Dan Vanessa fan? I mean, if I had to pick somebody for Dan, it would be Vanessa.
I have a problem with Vanessa.
Me too.
I don't particularly like her. That's my problem.
Vanessa, hey.
I mean, I mean, if I had to pick somebody, it would be her because that just uses up everybody. You know, everybody's happy.
It just uses up everybody.
What do you think about Dan's new agent woman? PR?
Oh yeah, I laughed when you right away when one of you right away was like, I hate her. I don't know.
That was me.
Nice. She's okay. I don't think she has like a bad motive because when Diane came in, we right away found out that she knew she was friends with her new Nate's grandfather, but but Dan's publisher, whatever she is, Dan's whatever, I don't know. She hasn't shown any interest in anybody except Dan. I don't know. She doesn't have any secrets. She's
lame.
She is irrelevant.
I totally feel you.
She's not talking with anybody like Nate's grandfather or some gossip girl. She's not plotting with anyone.
Yeah.
She's not plotting with anyone that we know of. So, and I think if she was, they would have shown it in the beginning when we first met her.
Well, that's the thing, Susie. On the Upper East Side, everyone's plotting.
That's true. Okay.
True. But I do think she wants to get famous by Dan.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree. Susie, you've been a great caller. Thank you so much. And
wait,
Roxy,
Roxy, this is the perfect opportunity.
Blair forever. Chuck and Blair forever.
Hell yeah!
Tell your friends. Tweet us.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Are you spreading the good word of AfterBuzz?
Yes, I'm a huge fan. I watch too much TV, and I'm going to call next week for the 100th episode.
You've got to call us again. And,
yes, please.
Tweet at us if you want to share any information, ask questions, tell your friends, everything.
And call us next week.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
That goes for everybody.
XOXO.
XOXO. Oh, I love great callers.
Yeah, she was awesome.
That's great. Okay, I have to ask you guys, though, quickly right before we wrap up, because I think we're pretty much done with predictions. Mm-hmm. The question of the night is, if we were to be playing Match the X and the Axe, what would be the most embarrassing one for you guys? If you don't know right now, we can come back next week with the answer. What's the most embarrassing X meets the act that they did for you?
That they did today on the show?
No.
Oh, for us?
Oh. We can come back next week.
Next week.
You got to think about it
Next week.
And everybody's coming back with something.
Okay.
You swear? Mm-hmm. Even if it's so embarrassing that you wish you never told anybody, I'm going to pull a Beatrice and find out.
And then you're going to text the answers.
And then I'm going to text the answers. And we'll play. Oh, my God. We'll get shots in here and we'll play. And if we can guess it.
If you bring the shots, I'm in.
Okay, perfect. So any other predictions?
Sex, lies, and scandal never take a vacation.
That is true. Sex, lies, and scandals here to stay.
Always.
Especially here in AfterBuzz TV studio. We're all about the sex, lies, and scandals. It's not true. It's not true.
No, it's totally true. It's totally true. No.
It's only kind of true.
Only on our holiday parties. Ooh. Okay, so we'll come back next week for the huge wedding.
Yes.
She's saying the 100th episode. It's going to be nuts.
And I just don't think it's going to be as predictable as we think. I think we're in for a huge surprise.
We know it's whatever it is, it's going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Unless Chuck and Blair don't end up together, and then it's miserable, and I'm never watching again.
It's not going to happen.
Other than that,
but we'll be back every week.
And I'm never watching again, except I will because I work here. So we will be back, and we will see you guys here. Quickly, your guys' Twitter handles, not twiddle.
I am Jessica King.
Just Mia 23.
And I am Roxy Striar. Not I am Roxy Striar.
I was like, you changed it.
Just Roxy Striar. Hers is actually I am Jessica King. Perfect. All right. See you next week.
See you next week.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
Where is she buried, Serena? And who am I? That's not a secret I'll never tell. You know you love me. XOXO. Gossip Girl.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.